Beautiful Pisces. Now here's a part of the video that if you're not subscribed already, I'm going to ask you to do that right now. Click that notification bell to all. Why don't you leave a like and a comment once you're done watching. All of this helps support this channel. I post twice a day, 9:45 a.m. and 9:45 p.m. for the extended Eastern time. I have a Patreon link. I have also affiliate links to all the cards below and a one-time donation link. Right now, if you join my personal website, which is free, you get a free video not available anywhere from me as a thank you. This website will be the key to any free or paid readings and giveaways I may do in the future. Thank you so much for your time. I'm going to let you get back to your reading now.
Hello Pisces, and welcome back to Intuitive Energies. My name is Jane, and this is your extended for this morning's reading. Now, if you haven't seen that one, I would suggest to go watch that one first, because this one will make a lot more sense since you've seen that there's a whole bunch of cards out already. Welcome back to everybody who's subscribed. Thank you so much. We're almost 15,000 strong. I am so impressed by this. I appreciate you all very, very much. I'm going to be using the Queen of the Moon Oracle for the second Oracle deck. This morning we have a lot of nines coming in. 45, that's 9, and 9 to Rose Garden. We've had the 9 of Pentacles come out 3 times yesterday. So 9 is the number of, I feel almost like spiritual perfection. I like to say when we're on planet Earth that it's the card that really indicates to us that we are following the right spiritual journey that we have set in front of us for, well, when we decided to come here. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. So fear came out right away. Didn't even, whoa. Okay. So they really want to come out. Let's see. This one is sovereignty and the other one is fear. Again, you have 5. 5 has also been coming out a lot. 41. And this one is 11. So it's perfect. Okay, angel numbers. Your fear is your own. I do believe that it's your own. Yesterday we had protecting treasure. She was under an umbrella. This case, it's like she is underneath here, just protecting herself in the cage here, above her. The cage is empty, there's nothing there, and the birds are all on strings. It's a very visually kind of scary card to look at because it has a lot of darkness to it. But if you're holding back the birds, you're holding back your flight. If you see the string, she's holding on to the strings that are tied to the birds. All she really needs to do is just release it. Release all of it. Okay, and stop protecting herself in this little light bubble. Okay, so it's the Hermit card that we got this morning. If you see, she is like, the light is shining on her, but in this one, she put the light down and it's shining within her. And I feel that is the two different perspectives of what is going on here for you, Pisces. Okay, so let me see here. Okay. A lot of distractions these days. Sovereignty. Let's see what the deck has to say for the fear. I really want to read this to you. Okay. The time for courage is here. Fear is only useful if it teaches you something. You must examine whether your fears are old or new, useful or unhelpful. Fear blocks flow. And as Pisces, we are water, we flow around obstacles. So when we hit these types of obstacles, I feel that it hits us even harder. We need to move past this. The little affirmation for it's written, I am courageous. Okay? If there's one thing that stops people from fulfilling their dreams or even getting things done that they want done, it's fear. Experiencing fear is built in. A chemical part of the way our brain works to protect us. And remember, this is our brain, this is thought. Okay? Emotions such as fear cause the production of a whole raft of body chemicals that gives us the best chance of coping with situations that need our attention to survive. There's a healthy kind of fear, the kind that warns us to keep out of a dangerous situation or stay clear of someone who instinctively makes us worry. However, if it would be a rare person who does not have at least one fear that does not serve them, a fear that is unrealistic or untrue, or perhaps based on an outmoded experience or something that is buried so deeply we only see the symptoms rather than the fear itself. Most fear have been formed with a positive intent of protection. We need to separate the intention out and deal with it in a more resourceful and less destructive way if we're to create ease and flow in our lives. Fear has many names. Covert ones are envy, jealousy, codependence, procrastination, bullying, people-pleasing, and disconnection. More overt ones are avoidance, fear of failure, or fear of success. There is, however, a kind of antidote to fear, and it is courage. Fear will put up an initial resistance to courage, but it has no real long-term power against it. While we can be fearful and courageous at the same time, and I think courage contains a mighty big dose of fear, we can choose to face that fear and flow through it until we fear less and then eventually become fearless. The process isn't always graceful, it isn't always impressive because it may be slow and deliberate steps we take. Taking these steps isn't always easy. An understatement. It isn't always apparent to others, so it should be about us measuring how far we have come and not worrying about what anyone else thinks. Comparison is useless. Courage is powerful no matter what form it takes. Okay? So this is about moving forward. Yesterday we talked about that. Take the steps. Take the action. Action defeats fear. And it is the courage to take the steps forward, to move forward in those actions. And as you go, as you get experience, the fear dies away. It's because it's the fear of the unknown. Once things start getting known, as you take steps and figuring out how things are moving forward, you experience less and less fear. Okay, so you have sovereignty here. She is the Queen of the Moon. I love the Queen of the Moon. It says you have sovereignty over your own life. Act with grace and confidence. You have the ability to unite disparate people and views, should you choose to do so. The buck stops with you. You are powerful. Act like it. It says, I reign over my own realm. So it says, goddesses of the moon are the oldest kinds of feminine divine and feature in mythologies from almost every corner of the globe. From Diana of ancient Rome and Greek Artemis, to the Semitic Astarte and Ina of Polynesia, the link with the feminine divine and the lunar planet and cycles is a strong one. These goddesses in all their myriad of forms were extremely powerful and demonstrated to women that they naturally have power as well. We should strive to be the powerful queens, and I will say kings even at this point, of our domain. Women especially have been socialized to defer, to keep small, to be quiet, and to hold a very twisted kind of service that borders on servitude. And you know what? I will add men to this as well, because the just recent times have put men all in the same barrel. So I'm speaking up for you guys as well, okay? While in many first world countries, women can choose to be what they wish, women still experience inequality in most countries. Okay, so they're talking a lot about the feminine, but mostly about women here. I feel that that can be added or put to any gender. It could be man or woman, because there are right now inequalities for both. I feel that a lot of people are being put in baskets of all the same, men as well, with the Me Too movement that just went by. It's been very hard for men to reclaim their space, okay? So, alright, so when we reign over our own lives, it is us that takes on the responsibility for our own change and decisions. The Moon Queen knows that we, just under the divine, are our own rulers, and as such the buck stops here. Therefore it is worth us investing and growing on our self-awareness, our self-trust, our self-care, our self-esteem in real and practical ways. We must, as any queen would, set firm boundaries to protect our queendom and those who are under our protection. This does not mean we become cruel rulers. We should always aim for benevolence, fairness, and a great love for all. And fairness is right here, the Justice card. That was the card for the day. And that is as I said this morning, the just rewards are coming. So by being just, the abundance is also coming. The just abundance is coming for you. Okay? All right. So it does mean we have to push against those who do not respect our line in the sand. Again, the Six of Pentacles coming into view here. Okay? What they want is what they want, but what is good for us, we ultimately know that for ourselves. So there you go, Pisces. That is for the Oracle and Spirit Guidance. I'm going to be using the Enchanted Dream Tarot to clarify the cards from this morning while I'm fighting a mosquito. Oh yeah, they're big around here. Okay, so the Six of Pentacles was the first card. It came out with the Star, Justice again, and the Hermit card. Nine of Swords. Right. Nine of Swords is all about anxiety that stems from the brain. Thoughts that keep us up at night, that make us worry and anxious. I feel a lot of these readings, especially this week, is about switching the perspective of being an overthinker into one that strives for balance. We have been tipping the scales too far in the anxiety portion of our minds, of overthinking, and that has really not been beneficial to us moving forward. Yesterday we had the Seven of Pentacles, where we were looking or focusing so much on researching the answers that it actually stopped us from making movements. It's almost analysis paralysis. I think I've heard this term is what I'm getting right now as I'm thinking. Analysis paralysis. It's like you are analyzing things to the point that you cannot move. And here's the Five of Pentacles. Again, a card of feeling alone. And it's also a card of not just feeling alone, but it's almost like putting yourself in a room by yourself and making yourself believe that there's nobody there for you. So it's you're not reaching out, and you keep going round and round in your mind, and this is flipping it into something that it isn't. It's a lie, okay? It's a lie that you're telling yourself. There is a sanctuary. There is a door. You can see it right here. There is a door that you can go through. There is support. It could be spiritual. It could even be people around you who are here to help you. But you are not reaching out. You are, I'm looking for a word here. You're isolating yourself. This is it. You're isolating yourself and taking yourself away from the solutions. Okay, the last one is the Hermit card. Okay, the Two of Wands, the contemplation, and we have the Hangman perspective. We had that yesterday as well. A lot of double cards right here coming out, okay? Again, it's being in that it's... The Hangman has two ways of thinking about it. It's getting perspective to see something new, but it can also be in a state of limbo. The contemplation is the card right before the Three of Wands, the Two of Wands, which is contemplating before action. Both of these mean a stoppage. So the Hermit is going inside to get the answers. But it doesn't mean a total lack. I don't feel it's a lack of action in this case. Although the Hermit does mean that. It means staying in a room and just isolating yourself. However, if you're taking it like that, an internal journey is not an isolation of self from action. It's going within yourself to find the light. If you look at this card, this is what it's showing. She's sitting in contemplation of her own light. But she is above. She's not hidden in a room. She's getting perspective, looking across. Not focusing so closely on something that she doesn't have any sight for anything else around her. Okay? So It's depending on how you are perceiving the situation. You're thinking, I need to isolate to get introspection on things, but it has that other side to it where you're locking the doors and not letting anything in. And that's not getting perspective, that's hiding away. You have to be very careful. There's a fine line. Just be aware of that line as you're doing your work, as you're trying to figure out, are you getting spiritual? Are you getting perspective? Or are you just locking the doors and becoming a real hermit? You know, the don't let anybody in, don't talk to anybody, disconnect from everything. Okay, so the Fool has the Four of Cups and the King of Cups. Okay, so the Four of Cups in itself is usually a stagnancy. It's a block. It's when you can't make up your mind about something. The King of Cups is a very smart, heartfelt, emotional, mature kind of energy. He's the kind of energy that he stands his ground emotionally in his own power and his energy, regardless of what's going on around him. So you have to adopt this kind of energy, that knowing that the waves are going to come behind you, Pisces, but you can't let it stop you from moving forward and doing this full journey forward. You can't let the fear of maybe things that might happen block you going forward. Okay? See here, you have the Seven of Wands. That's protecting yourself. I'm getting a lot of, it's funny, but in this second one, I'm getting a lot of like, I'm afraid. Yeah, Five of Wands, afraid of conflict. You have to get out there, Pisces. You can't protect or shield yourself from every single thing in the world. You have to actually engage in your life. Because if you don't, you're not going to learn anything. You're not going to get wisdom. Okay? And I know it's hard sometimes out there because the people that we do engage with, but it's also getting an idea of what's going on in the world, like how people are ascending. Are they rising with the planet's vibration? You're going to be able to see who's staying stuck. You're going to be able to see, maybe not categorize them, but that is the word I'm getting, of seeing where they're at. Okay? Are they blocking themselves? Are they embracing the change? Are they starting to change? There's a lot coming in. The Two of Pentacles, right? You have the Ace of Swords and the Two of Pentacles that's clarifying it. And that's a card of juggling and adaptation. So you have to take that out right now. You have to get clear on your internal compass, what you want, but you also have to go out there and adapt to the situations around you. You have to come into the idea that no matter what's going on around you, you are the ocean of water, okay? No matter if waves are crashing on the shore, you are initially water. You never change at the core. You are that calm ocean, okay? You have to see the world as the waves and the wind that creates the waves around you. But deep at the heart of you, you are this body of water, okay? You don't, your energy doesn't really change in that way. It does and it doesn't, right? It's all about that. Okay, so the World card, and I have loved this because you have the Balance, the Fool, and the World. It shows a complete cycle of balance. And that was very, very nice. Okay, so you have the Ace of Wands and the Four of Swords that come in. A lot of fours coming in. Fours are cards of rest. They're cards of taking a moment and figuring things out. They're cards of balance, like the four legs of a table. Okay, it shows balance. It shows the first signs of balance. The Ace of Wands is the energy you put into it. So at all times you have to check in on yourself to see what kind of healing you've done, if you've rested enough, if you're taking care of yourself enough in terms of balance, if you're following your dreams, if you are moving forward or stagnating by the wayside. Okay? You have the Seven of Cups and the Three of Swords. Okay. So there may be many choices, but I'm going to say to you right now that some of those choices are not for you. The thing you have to come up with the Three of Swords, which came out yesterday as well, is you have to see the truth of the matter and then move on clearly to what you want to be doing. Clearly. You have the Ace of Swords here. This is clear. A breakthrough, knowing exactly what you need to be doing. Because there will be a lot of choices, especially if you're the kind of person who looks at opportunities. I know it's glaring here, but I'm going to show you the cards here. Okay, this is the Four, this is the Seven of Cups, and the Ace coming in to show you. Okay. And then you have the Ten of Swords. So this is, it's like I said, see the truth and moving on is the Ten of Swords. It's move on. It's an ending to things, an ending to stress, and an alignment to self. Okay. The King of Swords. Right. So he has been making a lot of showing up in the last couple of days. The King of Swords is getting a higher view. Okay. Climb the mountain, see, look around. You get a much bigger perspective when you look around. The little things that you're staring at may not be so big when you get a better and higher view of the situation. It may be a small little thing in comparison to everything else that's going on around you. And it's the best way to have perspective. Sometimes we're staring at something so much that it's scary. And this will bring you happiness in your daily life. The card underneath the deck was the Lovers, the Six, which is the major arcana. And then you got the Two of Cups, which is the minor arcana. They mean the same thing. One is on a life journey level, and the other one is on a daily level. You have to start daily trying to harmonize your life every single day. So, like, in other words, baby steps towards your goal. You can't just expect to be at the start and at the goal line in one shot. The journey of 1,000 miles begin with the first step. I've heard this, and this is exactly what you need to be doing. That's what you need to concentrate on, that very first step. Okay, the rest will work itself out as long as you begin. Okay, if you're stuck behind the start line and never taking those steps, you're never going to begin it, and you're never going to get to where you need to go, and you're just going to confirm that you're never going to succeed. So the best way I can tell you is get clear, find balance, take those first few steps. You are going to transform. There will be bumps in the road, but you have everything you need to handle the situation, Pisces. So this has been your spiritual guidance for today. Tomorrow we're going to look at the blocks. So I invite you to come back to look at those for the week. As always, my wonderful Pisces, I hope you have a great day, and I'm sending you lots of love, light, and blessings. Take care.